So, so yeah, I just had a dream, very insightful dream, man. On the left hand side, I'm gonna say call I'm like, y'all watch me outside. So in the dream, I was originally somewhere, but I don't even remember how got from this point. But I ended up with Kanye West, and we was going to we drove somewhere, and we ended up at this this big park. It was like a lake in front. It was like within the cutoff, secluded, big homes, in the neighborhoods of Esau. And it was like a lot of it was a big. It wasn't a pond. It was like a big. You can kind of say it was a pond because it was about around people's homes, but no, this was like an actual lake. It was like a lake. Yeah, it was like a lake, and there was a bunch of homes around it, very secluded. And we drove somewhere. It was like in this little regular car, and we ended up pulling up to it, and it was getting dark, and it was like one of the setting was like a Sleepy Hollow type, modern. It wasn't like ancient. It was like where they go to take a stroll on the town. They got the little nice street lights with like the brick pavement. It was like in that type of setting. We pulled up to a parking spot in this little park, and he was like, "Yo, he's like, he's like, that's what how he was talking. He's like, yo, I'm gonna tell you, And basically, this dream was about the left hand side. The Lord showed me that the sacrifices and what they do to get money and get fame and glory and these rewards and all of this stuff on this side is through basically forsaking the Lord, man, completely. And their bodies is crazy. But we pulled up to the spot and he was like, I'm gonna tell you, he was like pointing, he was like looking back, he's like, and before you know it, I seen somebody in the rearview. I was in the passenger side. I seen somebody in the rearview walking up because in front of us was like a sidewalk, but it was in like a parking lot, pretty much. And it just had real Edomite rich, a real Edomite rich, dark, secluded, vibes on it, man. It was crazy, but it was like a sidewalk in front, and in front of the sidewalk was a big field of grass, but it wasn't too big, and then right in front of that was the lake, and across the lake, you could see all the trees and all the big Edomite homes, but like on the sidewalks was like the black street light poles, it had like a library, like you was pulling up to like a library, in the neighborhood, Edomite neighborhood, vibe to it. Kind of had that. But anyway, as he was saying what he was saying, like, yo, he looked over to me, he was like, yo, and he was wearing all black. He had a black short sleeve shirt on. It was just regular Kanye. And he had some black pants, like pants on, them pants, like maybe some white shoes, I think, some tennis shoes. I don't even remember what I was wearing, but he was like, he looked over to me. He was like, "Yo, He's like, he's like, you was pointing out. He's like, And as he was saying that, I looked in the rearview and I seen somebody coming. They caught my eyes walking up in the, pretty much in the rearview. Like this, I think there was it was on his side, the mirror on his side, and it was this like so-called black dude. You know, he was dark, bald head, and he had like a long sleeve shirt on, right? And it had like acrylic paint, like the graphic. It had like graphic design on it. You know, it was like white graphic acrylic paint design. You know, on this long, like kind of long, so called like almost oversized shirt. And he like had it on as a gown. He didn't have any pants on underneath it. And he had like some shorts. He had like some shoes on. And he opened Kanye's door and he sits on Kanye's lap. And I noticed as he was walking up with Virgil Abloh, Lord, he killed him already, but you know, it's still the spirit. So anyway, he gets in the car and he sits on Kanye's lap as he says that, as Kanye was saying that in the midst of him walking up. And I'm looking like, I'm finna go to one of the parties. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those famous parties we hear about. And that's what he was telling me. And he felt comfortable enough to take me for some whatever reason. But he's like, I'm on. And then he got out the car, and there was like a group that came up, like basically right after that, and they got us both out the car. Like they came and summoned us because they knew, like, because basically behind us is where he came from. And behind us, it was this big, is the building. It was a big building. And it wasn't a packed parking lot. It was a parking lot, but it wasn't a parking lot because you couldn't see. It wasn't like a parking lot where it had the, yellow boundary points for your car. It was just a pavement. It was like, or I could get a picture. It was just like bricks you would see within like downtown Chicago or certain cities with like nice architecture, like bricks you would see like a Millennial Park or something like that. It had like that type of architecture going on, you know. And I guess the building that was behind us was like some type of, it looked like a house, but it didn't really look like a house. It looked like you know those buildings you would see off to the side. You could see they look like they kind of like I got an observatory type look, or you can't really tell what they are, but you just know it's some Edomite stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's supposedly like it's a place where people going in and out. You just don't know what it is. So it kind of was like within the facility of homes, but it was like those kind of had that but it was way bigger. It was humongous, like a kind of like a mansion dang near, you know. But how it was set up, you just wouldn't get that right off top because the place the point we entered into, because I ended up going in, but before I get there, it looked like one of those psychic places on the side of the road somewhere that I had like the sign, like it'll look like a house, but it'll have like a place's business sign and certain lights like outside of it to where you know, okay, this is like a building. If anybody that's been to, I don't even want to throw no places out, man. But I'll just throw pictures in, Lord will. But pretty much they end up getting us out, and we end up, you know, going back from the side he came from, which was behind us, and we end up walking up to the building. And pretty much what ended up happening was we were standing in line, and Kanye, he was taken in immediately. Like we split up, and like I said, for some reason he felt comfortable to bring me with him, and to like he was gonna get me like let me see this job. Really, that's why I'm just picked up by the spirit. He was bringing me. He allowed me to be able to see what goes on, because I really don't believe it was more so he was trying to get me initiated. It's like it could happen if it's up to you, but I'm just gonna let you see this. That's how he kind of came off in the spirit, like straight up. And they came and opened my door, groups of people, and there was like all the minions, like of, you know, they was like, you know, your all your so-called creatives, like any just think of a so-called creative, you know, they was these type of looking people, but they were. And then what I noticed which I'll say when we get in, when we get in, right? They was all in their youth, you know, these young creatives. And he came, it was crazy when he came and sat on Kanye's lap. He like sat on his lap, wrapped his arms around him. He was like looking on him, not licking on him, but like looking on him. And he was like, had his arms around him like a woman, like, you know, Virgil, because I met Virgil in person. Virgil Abloh, before Laura killed him, he you know, he a big dude, man. He got some height on him. He probably like 6'2", easy. You know what I'm saying? 6'2", 6'3". You know, they ain't that big, but pretty much, you know, he ain't no small Jake, man. Kanye like 5'4". But anyway, if that, but we ended up going into the building after they pulled us out. We got to the front, and what ended up happening from there was people standing in line, and it was dark now. Now it's this black light pole like in front of the door, and it's like it kind of looks like something they'll hold on Thor. You know, it's like that type of design, but it was like a old butter colored, like fluorescent light, you know, inside of it. It wasn't like the street lights in the hood that's like gold, you get killed on or you can't even see nothing. You know, it was like, nah, it was like those type of, I was in that type of place where you see the gold lights, like a little, like honey, a butter colored light. It was like those. And as they were standing there, this is what ended up happening. It was crazy. More people started walking up because we was the only people parked, which is why I was saying it wasn't like a normal parking lot. But they knew, it's like they knew anybody that was here for that. And it wasn't like a festive event, like music playing all loud and, you know, everybody turned and, you know, it wasn't a dang, what's that movie, Project X. It wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. And it wasn't even on any other cars around. So fast forward, we standing there at the door now, and from what I can remember, it was some Jakes that walked up, and they was like so-called, some of them were so-called Latino, you know, so-called black. It was a bunch of Jakes. And before it, and a lot of the people that was at that door, man, they was regular. Like, Jakes were like from the hood, like buzz cuts. And you could tell a lot of them in the spirit, they wasn't nobody really supposed to be there. Like, on some people didn't know what they was getting themselves into. Some people did, and some people was like returners, because it was like a continuous ritual thing that was revealed when I got in there. So pretty much you got people at the door telling you, yo, this is finna be this. And they was trying to prove if you was with it, like if you was supposed to, basically if you was with it, because if you with it, you know what this about. So they was basically telling you to be gay. They like, yo, you gotta, like, yeah, I don't think you. And then more dudes, it was like somebody holding the door first, and then more dudes came out, and they was like all like 6'4", Edomite, you know, couple Jakes. Women started walking up too. And pretty much you had moms that was like really gay, and they was holding on each other, and they had like weird outfits on, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a party, but it was just a different type of party, right? So you got moms like really getting into it. They dressed for the occasion. Some others not. Like I said, Virgil Abloh, he walked out with a dang shirt on like it was a gown, you know what I'm saying? But so the Jake, he's standing in front of me, is this so-called Mexican Jake. And I pretended like I was gay, right? Like I was with it. So I was standing in front, he was standing in front of him like, because they'll let you in if you like already walking up, like you got like a lover or something with you. And they'll let you in, and they was testing us. They was putting us to the test before they entered into the dope, before they entered in. And they was like, nah, I don't think. They was like, you better. And then Mons walked off, and the Jake that this so-called Mexican dude, he wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't with it at all. Like he had no clue where he was at, what you know. Like he didn't. I knew what was going on. He didn't have no clue at all. I was like in the spirit, like, yeah, I got to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I could say something. Now, fast forward, he walks away, collects his mind. From what I can remember, I don't know if somebody took him to the side and talked to him because he just wasn't right. Like I put him in front of me like he was my lover. You know what I'm saying? I was like standing behind him like a damn prom picture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it was. But he had no like gay attire on. He was like a regular nigga. Like because if that's your first time going in there, you know, you who you are until you come out of there. And basically it was like that's what they started saying. They started saying Thwarty about Smell Shot. Like if you what they say, they damn near was saying like if you ain't with it, don't even come in. Basically stuff like that. But they ended up catching on in his like stance that he wasn't with it. Like I sold mine good. And more so is because he was in front of me. So if he off, they gonna point him out before they do me, because I really wasn't even doing it. I was just standing with him in front of me. I wasn't even always behind him. I was like, I had him in front of me like a prom picture, but I wasn't like lined up completely behind him. I was like off to the side, and I was like leaning over, looking over. I was like looking over his shoulder because we was basically like the same height. And he dressed in regular Jake attire, you know, baggy pants. He got like a little, damn near like a little Eminem jacket on. You know what I'm saying? Jake from the hood, he like damn near holding a Heineken, like long white ass shirt underneath it. He got a buzz cut, little facial hair and shit like that. And I don't know what the hell I was wearing, but like I said, they ended up catching on like he wasn't, you know, yeah, nah, bro. And what ended up happening, this reminded me of the Ali Vegas thing that he was talking about when they go to the parties and the greeting at the doors, the dude grabbing your shit, or your dick. Fast forward, I end up turning around because they took him, right? That's how we going in. You either come in as you either a couple, right? Or you on some weird shit by yourself, right? And they let you in. But as they took him and he goes off and they telling him like, yo, you gotta. Because at the same time, they trying to break mugs. Like, they're not trying to, like, have people turn around. Like, they trying to make mugs go through it. Because if you turn around, you might tell. But really, it don't matter because you ain't seen nothing. So they kind of was, like, at the same time saying, like, you could damn near leave. You know what I'm saying? Or you should leave. But, and it was young dudes. It was this little young, like, he kind of looked like, if I could say, he kind of looked like Carmelo Anthony's son. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was a little fatter, a little shorter face, fatter. He kind of looked like him. You know, I can't really think of nobody else. But he was in the middle within of two Edomites. You know, not even, well, it was one Edomite. He was dressed like a damn Greek person. You know, like he had a toga. He had the toga shit going on. And then next to him, eventually, as I'm getting to now, because when they took the Jake and was talking to him, get his head right, they had two mugs, two big ass niggas come out, and they ended up pulling their shit out with they damn. I'm just be rogue. They pulled they damn, you know, rods out, and now they up the ante on you proving you with it for you to, in order for you to get in. Muzz had to, you know, put that shit in their mouth, man. Like that's I was standing there watching Muzz do that. You know what I'm saying? I threw the spirit. I ain't do none of that, and they just let me straight in, like basically. And I think the Jake that I was with, I wasn't even with him, but the Jake that I was playing it off with, because he came up by himself. Remember, I was with Kanye long ago, and they brought him straight in, because Kanye, that's Kanye, right? So obviously, he's a returner. So Muzz standing there doing that, Muzz getting let in, and I'm talking about it was like on some symbolic job. It was weird. It was like very dark. It was like, the shit didn't even look real. It like it just appeared out of nowhere. And Muzz was standing, and then it was like a dude with like two of them. He had two of them, and Muzz was sitting there. You know, that shit was crazy, man. That shit very weird. But I was standing there like, wow. And it was like just breaking people, man. And then women started walking up. But anyway, long story short, I ended up getting in, and then this will end up happening. There was like, it was something they said specifically. They said, this what dude said that looked like Carmelo's son. He said, I started asking questions. I was like, so, oh dang, I got it. Thank you, Duarte Habashmal shot. Before I say that, when I turned around, because they took the Jake that I was like playing it off with, and it was talking to him, it was the dude that was talking to him in the toga stuff, right? Because they knew they could break him. These weak souls were walking up, right? As I faced back the other way, like basically towards the car, right? The whole scenery over there turned into like a map. It looked like a map on a video game. Like if you playing an adventure game, and it's telling you over here, you know how you can have like the place labeled that you can like walk to. This is such and such kingdom. It kind of looked like that. You know, this is the forest of, you know what I'm saying? But it looked like that. And it took on an ancient look from basically the walking distance, all that became like, it became like daytime when I looked back for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And that turned into like, it stayed like the brick road, but it had like the desert, ancient vibe to it. And then across the way, like where those holes would be at after that sidewalk, the grass, and that lake in the middle, right? Across the other side of the lake, you had the homes, but instead of that, you had you had a bunch of villages. And one of the things, and it was labeled, right, like the video game. And one of the places over there, it says the House of David. It said the House of David. It said the House of David something. And I realized they was trying to break the House of David. That's what they was trying to do. And this is what I ended up realizing. You know, this is all about getting the Israelites to just basically deny who they are and just go the hell off. So fast forward back, turn back around, they upped the ante on how Muzz get in. So they got Muzz at the door kissing now. This dude done pulled out this damn man beast, dark skinned Terry Crews Jake. He whips out 2 rides. Muzz, you know, starts doing this, doing that on him, whatever. Like, not, you know, just putting they lips and shit on it, all that type of shit. And at the door, they prove him us. And he was like, now fast forward, this is what the dude in the middle said, the little Jake. Salakia. This is what the little Jake said. So he said, I was like, so what the hell I say, man? I said, so you gotta do something. I was like, you gotta, and he was like, basically when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna see, he's like, when you wake up, you're gonna see you're gonna see a dark shadow. You're gonna see a dark ass spirit. Basically, once you go through with everything, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna see a dark ass spirit. That's what he said. Like you're gonna, like outside of you, you're gonna see it. And that's when you gonna know. And he said it like, hey, he's like, when you wake up, you're gonna see like a dark spirit, and then that's gonna be it. You know, basically acknowledging, I know y'all got light in y'all still, and you got light in you before you go on to do shit like this. So yeah, it's good y'all ask questions, but I mean, this is what you can get yourself into. And then, but when you wake up, it's over with. You ain't gotta worry about that light shit no more. You go see a dark spirit, and all that, all the light in you will be gone. That's kind of how he said, he answered the shit and said it. And I was like, so, and they was literally letting me reason with him and talk with him and everything. But fast forward, I get into the building, because I don't want to make this too long. I get into the building, right? And they bring me in. They say, and it was women walking in. I'm talking it was all Jakes in their youth. It wasn't no old Jakes. We get in, man, and they lead. Or was it a downstairs or upstairs? I can't even remember, but they it's like basically when you get in, you gonna see this, you gonna see that. You know, they were basically telling us, "Oh, you better leave." But when you got in, they was taking everybody separate places. They took some people upstairs, and they took some because it was big. It was like a mansion. You know what I'm saying? It was like the different rooms on, like, if you ever seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, it was like that. It had rooms like that, and there was different stuff going on in different rooms. And some of us was in the basement, some of us upstairs. But anyway, I ended up getting they end up escorting me to the place that's gonna have me go, and I was with a group of people, and they brought us all in together. And as I go in, it's this damn woman. It's a couple women behind me, a few women and stuff, right? Because they, there too. But basically, it's a damn dude hanging up. They was like, oh, this is what they said too before we went in. I was like, is it women in there? Because it's supposed to be a party. And they was like, yeah, but it was more so about getting you to do the wrong things. Obviously, being supposed to be with women. So I was like, is it women in there? Is it going to be women in there, like, doing it, having sex, whatever, right? And they was like, yeah, it's going to be all of that. But, they was like putting that on the back burner. They was like basically they was missing what I was saying. Like obviously I'm not with that shit, but they weren't even picking up on nothing I was saying. They was just like, more so pushing like, why you actually here? You like, no, you gotta be gay. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do some gay shit, So when we get in, they end up walking us upstairs. It's dark, it's quiet. It ain't even you don't even hear any music playing. And you got mugs. It was this dude. It looked like a light-skinned woman, The whole time it was a fucking dude. It's like a light-skinned, hairy woman, they had this mug like hanging on the damn, they had his arms like hanging behind, his arms was behind him, as if like how they run on Naruto with their arms behind them, tied up, right? You had one, it was a strap coming out the wall with that arm behind him tied up, and then another strap on the other side tying the other arm up, and then his feet was like, it had straps coming out the wall with his feet, like either tied, like locked in to where his feet was flat on the ground, and both feet, it was tied to both straps, individual straps, or they was like basically pretty much hanging, pulled back to where he was just, held in the air a little bit, but he was low, and it was real dark, and they had a black bag on his head. And then, so I ended up walking past him, and it's just real dark in there. It was like Edomite type design, going on. And, man, if I wish I could just show it to you. I can't even, it was so much, man. It was like just dark. It looked like a damn, it was like a fraternity house / Batman, dang, rich, dark billionaire, eyes wide shut, dang, Catch Me If You Can, not Catch Me If You Can, I forget that damn, I always say what that damn movie called. The woman, it's a movie where the woman got the bride, with a woman she's married to dude, and then her family, her in-laws, they basically crazy because everybody married, they're married to the family, they hunt that night. I forget what that movie called, but it kind of had those vibes going on. It looked like that. But we ended up getting upstairs, I ended up walking past him, like, dang. Because I already knew where I was going. I had knowledge of everything. Like I said, I seen the house of David. I already knew, like I basically knew the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting upstairs, and I seen that walk past him, and then I see Jake standing everywhere. And in these rooms that the group that I was a part of that they was bringing in, they took 3 of them straight into this room. And then the other Jakes that was downstairs, they came in after me after I was seated, and it was these 3 Jakes lined up. It was like Jakes everywhere. It was 3 dudes. And they was you couldn't tell like a lot of these ones was like on that. It wouldn't even be people you would expect. You know, they had like Nigerian dark. It was crazy. Like the type of people that was there, you wouldn't even expect it to be there. And that's what I basically see, but through the Spirit, the Lord was showing me like, yo, most of these people you see that's coming off like they regular Jake. No, they like all have done this. They all like really, when they come down to it, like shit, you gay. You know, you a damn abomination. Period. And they were sitting there laughing at me because they knew they all Israelites. And that's one thing I realized. Everybody in there was Israelites. It wasn't no Edomites. It was all Jakes, and they, you know, when nobody older than, I won't say nobody was older than 40 in there, man. You know, it's kind of, he's in his 40s. Well, nobody in there older than 40, man. You know, nobody in there younger than, you know, I guess maybe being out of high school or 20s or something like that, you know. But they were sitting there on the couch, and they like some of them had like a mask on. Some of them was like wearing their regular stuff they wear, like the stuff you see these fake creators wear when they on TV, or they at the like you know, they may be doing an interview, or they just, you know, a bunch of Childish Gambino looking dudes. It's another dude named what's this nigga name? He's a millionaire that got busted. You know, he's like from Nigeria or something like that. I think his name is Hush Puppy. Look up Hush Puppy. It was like Jake's in there that looked like this dude. Jake's in there looking like you know, the Jake's looking like they part of the cartel in there. You know, Jake's looking like they the new, you know, singing group. Jake in there. I mean, just regular looking Jake's. Jake's in there from the hood, because these dudes, they doing all type of stuff behind the scenes. You might be a director. He might be on you know, a part of a certain cast. This might be a singer. Then they have sisters walking in who, you know, they got their hair out, fro out. You know, it's just regular Jake, just Jake in their true element. But as I'm sitting next to these dudes on the couch, they were sitting there, everybody waiting on where they going. And I'll just keep asking about women. I was like, yo, is it women? It's gonna be women in here. You're gonna be able to do your thing with women? Because basically I'm looking at it like they just in here wild, and I'm thinking like, I'm thinking that, but I'm not really thinking that, because I'm already knowing this about, like, you gotta do some gay shit, sell your soul, and it's how you come up. But I'm like, well, if I'm finding out if it's women in here, because I'm like, if it's women in here, I'll just go that route, because I didn't know if they was just we just wild and just being, you know, just crazy, profane in general. So I'm like, if that's what it's gonna take for me to be in here, I'm finna just be with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't seen none of that. And it wasn't even like out in the open. That was the only dude hanging out in the open. And I thought the person hanging up was a woman. So I went back and I touched the woman, like the chest. You know what I'm saying? Like around the stomach area. And I thought it was a light-skinned woman. It was a fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? It was a damn dude. I can't remember if it was if they took the mask off, and then I found out as I was across, you know, in the other room or what, but it was a damn dude, man, hanging up, just naked. You know, you couldn't even, it's crazy, man. But fast forward, I'm sitting there next to them, and they start laughing at me, like yo, you not, it's like, yo, you not, you know, And they was just bugged out in their head. They was just laughing, like, cause they already know how it go. They like, well, you not gonna. And I asked them, I was like, "Isn't that you?" I was like, is there gonna be women?" It was like, you know. And then women came in. I was in a group, and they sat in front of us. And I can't even remember now as it's going on, so I'm gonna just go ahead and cut this short. And the woman, she sat in front of me, and everybody was basically in there oblivious damn near to what they was about to do that didn't know already. You know, and the ones that already went through it, they was just like deranged in their head. And it was this room upstairs in a basement. And the basement is where they was like locking people in to what, you know, that's where your ritual is gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? So you was like, everything else is like a waiting room, and they just happened to have a dude hanging up where we was at, because wasn't nobody really in there. You know, nor the dudes that was like guard watching the door. We was just in there laughing. And there was this dude in there that had a half mask on, like Sean Kingston looking dudes. You know, Jake over there running a cartel in the dang, you know, in West Africa. You know, the Jake that didn't have that was dressed with like the baggy jeans, the so-called Mexican, the Issachar, he was in, and everybody had no clue what they was about to do. But the woman, the girls, they came in, and females, they came in and sat in front of me, and she had like a big fro on her head, and she was like basically saying she with me, because I guess they was trying to do that route too. Like everybody was trying to basically hustle it, and they couldn't. She was like saying I was like her boyfriend, I was with her or something like that, and I was like, I went off to the side or something like that. But pretty much, fast forward, as I'm sitting, I come back, because we walk off and talk about it to the side, and they was taking some of the women away. You know, they'd come get you when it was your turn, your time, and you either go downstairs in this basement or they take you wherever they take you. Because it was a big, basically, like mansion, library thing, whatever the hell it was, man. Eyes wide shut type stuff, right? Or he take you somewhere else. So as I come back, sit back on the couch, they just laughing. You know, they returning Jake's. You know, they got they little outfit they finna wear on the MTV show looking shit. That's how it looked, you know. But just really regular life. I wouldn't even say all that, man. But wherever these niggas gonna end up, you know, wherever they go, they're gonna go and have success because they've done this. And that's what I realized. And fast forward, the dude was sitting there saying, yeah, he was like, he's like, you gonna get your reward. He was like, this what you gotta do to get your reward. He's like, this what you gotta do to get your reward. Or something he said, your reward. And as he said that, somebody came and got him and took him upstairs, took him downstairs, you know? So pretty much the Lord, he basically showed me completely like these mugs is literally selling their souls, and completely they trying to get you to forsake the Lord, because that's all I could think of when I'm sitting in there. I'm like, man, I'm about to just walk out this mud. That's what I was asking him. I was like, can you leave? Can you leave? Because I didn't even want to. I seen enough. I'm out, and it's already been proven that this is going on. So I don't need to go in the room and see, I don't need to see that. I was just trying to see. I'm thinking when you walk in, it's gonna be just crazy. But it was like how they had it going on. You could tell that's what was going on, but it wasn't out in the open. That was the only person they had hanging up, and it was just so happens to seem like dang there, or just I mean really because that's what's going on in there. But it wasn't even like that. They had mugs and like clothes off places, and it wasn't like a big thing. Like it's like a shop. Everybody probably don't go to, you know, a place of business. Everybody probably don't go to that store on the same day. But so it's like Monday through Thursday. So we just was the people that happened to have been at, you know, such and such restaurant on a Thursday, and it's however many people there. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like that. But yeah, dude says how you get your reward, and that's what I realized. I'm like, man, these mothers gotta really they selling their souls to get all of this, man. All these mothers is gay. Everybody we see, this is what they doing. The Lord really showed me this, man. You know what I'm saying? And I done had dreams like this before. So that's basically it. I just knew. I'm like, yeah, and all you had to do was go through with it. And dude was like, this is how you get your reward. This is how they got their money. This is how they got their little everything. By that. It's that simple. That's how they do it. And I was just sitting there thinking, looking around, because that's really what was going on. I was sitting there having a lot of thoughts, and I was like, damn, looking at these niggas like, man, yeah. I was like, this how you really get money? I was like, this is really this is how you do this. And I didn't know who none of these dudes were. They was just regular Jakes. But one thing I noticed, everybody in there was an Israelite from all types of Israelites, brothers and sisters, little so-called creators or whatever they want to do. They literally preying on our people, man. You know? And you're not supposed to be in there if you ain't with it. So it was just through the spirit, and that's all I was thinking. I was like, man, I got to get out of here. I'm not, and I was just going through. I'm like, man, I'm not finna be in here and do this, because everybody was looking at me like everybody had the look on their face too, like, dang, bro, that's like, you in here? It's like some people damn near recognize me, because if you could find that play, you know, because it ain't necessarily, it just ain't for people that's on TV. Like, any form of success, to be of that industry, like to be of that level or that caliber. Like I said, this could just be a set designer. These mothers at those parties, man, they're there, and you don't know who these people are, but you will see them when they out here in Cali, they out in Atlanta, they here, they there, they whatever, they in New York. These niggas is attending those parties. They have a little career. They're attending those parties. That's what they're doing. And I'm looking like, dang, bro, they got you. And they was like, damn, you finna go through with this? Oh, damn, you done did this before? That's how everybody's conscience was kind of still there a little bit, you know? What consciously think, I'll say. But I was the only one still conscious. These moms was really willing to go through with all this stuff, man. And that's when I realized. I really woke up and I was like, man, never will I forsake the Lord. Because that's what I realized too in a dream. I was like, damn, they trying to get you to forsake the Most High. As I was standing there. And I was like, they done got me in this goddamn building. Oh, I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I was willing to see what would happen next, but I wanted out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad the Lord really just woke me up from that dream. So I don't even want to, you know. But I know now, like, being woke, that shit is not worth it. Because once you go to that side, man, because this is going on. So celebrities or whoever the hell that may see this video, you jakes that think about leaving the truth because you got some aspirations to do this. Well, in order to really do it on this side, you got to go through it according to the devil. Just like in order to be in this truth, you got requirements that's needed, right? Sacrifices that got to be made, rituals, ceremonies you got to be a part of, like the Passover. You got the Day of Atonement. You got the different acts you got to rehearse. You know, you know, it ain't gonna be a pro, but just like on the left hand side, it's the same thing. Different sacrifices or ceremonies you gotta, you know, be a part of. Different acts you gotta rehearse. You ain't gotta be a pro, but you gotta get broke. So like I say, for those of you that's a part of it, it's just not worth it, man. I think that's what I was going on to say. You know, by any means, because that's what you got to do to be a part of that side, man. That shit is crazy. It's real crazy. It's amazing to see. Very insightful dream. You know, but like I said, I was standing there thinking like, man, you got to literally forsake the Most High. I was like, they trying to get you to forsake the Most High. That's what y'all got to do, you know. You got to forsake your soul and everything. And I was just like, all right. And then I woke up and I realized, I was like, yeah, I'll never do that. You know, before I got in the building, I seen the House of David thing. It was crazy, man. You know, taking sisters, turning the sisters out. These niggas straight fucking gay. Because it ain't finna, like, you can end up with a woman and y'all just whatever in there, as they were saying, but the point was to get you to be abominable. And all that stuff off anyway because it's fornication. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I damn near had that thought. I was like, yo, this probably somebody damn, you know, it could be somebody's wife or whatever. This shit is crazy, you know? But yeah, that's how it all happened. So call I'm like, Yahweh Bashmi, I'll shy with Howard Kakwadash. Lord wants to edify. So